Hello, this is Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin with Positive Effects Coaching in Hypnosis. I'm also the host of Coffee with Kevin Facebook Live program. I am here tonight because I know that a lot of people, especially after today, after the announcements by the president, and if you're in Massachusetts, the announcements by the governor and probably by the governors of your own states, there's probably a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. Well, I'm not here to tell you one way or another whether anything's right or anything's wrong, but the fear that you're feeling, the anxiety that you're feeling is absolutely true for you. And if you are one of those that are anxious, that have a lot of fear over what's going on, that's what I want to address. I want to address how you can take care of that. You know, one of the things that I tell people, and a lot of people take it for granted, and a lot of people have known this for a long time, but breathing is very important. The way in which you breathe is very important. So breathing in a certain manner will, first of all, when you're stressed, when you're anxious, help you de-stress, help bring this down. And you know, by the way, why it's important is, okay, some of you can deal with stress. Some of you have stress on the job all the time. But if this is bringing a new kind of stress, if this is bringing fear into your life, it's important because it actually can have, can make your health compromised. It can make your immune system a little weaker. And in this time, you don't want that. Now, I want to tell people, we do have this COVID-19 going around, which is the major thing. But this year is also a year for some really serious flu. I believe influenza A and B are going around, and the cold season is really severe too. And those look like symptoms of COVID-19, which would cause you to be even more fearful should you get that. So what I want to do here today is I want to offer you some suggestions on how to deal with the fear, how to deal with the anxiety. First off is the breathing. So you recognize that you are in an anxious state or stressful state or fearful state. And you recognize that and say you need to breathe. So most people out there are going to say, all right, I know what you're going to tell me. I'm going to need to breathe deeply. Yes, you need to breathe deep and slow. And I'll give you a little bit more of a suggestion. Breathe deep from the belly. I know you can't see my belly here. You don't want to see my belly here. It's a little large. No. Laughing, by the way. Find ways to laugh. Have conversations with those people that you are with. And make it light and make it funny. Have some fun. Laugh. Laughter is huge. Let's go back to the breathing, though. Breathing. You're going to breathe into your stomach, not in your chest. You know, it's a masculine thing, but a lot of people still do it. Most Westerners do it. We breathe. You see my shoulders roll up. That's how we tend to breathe. And you want to breathe what we call a belly breath, when you put your hands on your stomach and your belly is the first thing to come up. And you saw my shoulders come up at the end. So your belly expands like a balloon, and then your shoulders come up. And what that does is you're breathing all the air in to the bottoms of your lungs. You're pulling the air into the bottoms of your lungs, which is the air more of a chance, gives the oxygen more of a chance to get into your bloodstream. And that's what you want. You want to have that oxygen have more of a chance to get in the bloodstream. So the first thing is belly breaths. And the best way to ensure you're doing that is put your hands on your belly. Let's see if we can adjust this a little bit more. Yes. You see my belly expand. Put your hands on your belly and expand that. Second thing with the breath is your exhale. Your exhale should be twice as long as your inhale. A lot of people refer to this as a 4/8. Well, it depends on how fast or how slow you count. It could be a 2/4, or it could be an 8/16 if you count really fast. The main thing is to actually have the exhale twice as long. So you go, I did count 4. Eight. On the exhale, by the way, get as much of your breath out, get as much of that air out of your system. That's the carbon dioxide. Get as much of it out. So you breathe like that. I don't want to say for a few minutes, but count your breaths. Maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 breaths. And you'll find yourself calming down. You'll find yourself 2, 3, 4. You notice I have my eyes closed. I feel really good breathing with my eyes closed. Everything's quiet. Everything's quiet around me, and it doesn't have to be, but right now everything's also quieted inside me. Now, that was just 4 breaths, and if you followed me and you did the same thing, you can tell that you are feeling a lot calmer. A lot calmer. Absolutely. So breathing is one of the first things that you want to do to slow yourself down. And when you do it right, you'll find a lot of great stuff. Now, I'll tell you a secret here. And I think I learned this from one of Tony Robbins' earlier books. Tony talked about breathing, and he introduced this 4/8 breathing technique. And I believe he got this from the 2 authors of breath walking. And in breath walking, they have all sorts of combinations of numbers for inhales and exhales. But I did learn this really, really early on, just this technique. But somewhere, and I don't know if he said it or I just took it on, is when I wasn't feeling good, I started breathing like this. When I wasn't feeling good, I started breathing like this, but I added something because I think it was suggested. It was hold and then breathe out. Now, if I were to give that numbers, it would be 4-8-8. So I breathe in for a count of 4. And then I hold it for double the amount of time I breathe in. And then I exhale for the double amount of time I breathe in. I do that when I'm not feeling good, when I go to bed and I want to sleep and I'm having a hard time sleeping because I'm not feeling good. I do that. And I add some visualization, especially if I wasn't feeling good. I breathe in and I picture this clean air coming into my body, into my system, providing oxygen into the bloodstream. And I picture it actually going to all the insides of my body, all the organs and everything like that. And when I breathe out, I picture toxins, or at least that's the word I give for it, whatever's not right in my system. And it's usually dark color for me. I'm thinking if it's toxins, it's going to be dark. It's going to be something. So I'm in my imagination, in my head, I'm breathing in and I'm cleansing my system and I'm breathing out. And I'm really imagining, of course, these toxins leaving my system. Guess what? In the last 20 years, since I've learned this, I've not had the flu for more than 24 hours. Most of the time, it's not for more than 12 hours. Every time I've used this when I've had a fever, I break the fever in less than an hour. It's amazing. And if it's the flu that I have, the fever breaks and it's gone, and I don't feel bad anymore after that. Now, I'll tell you, I'll be truthful with you. I'm talking about the flu, and it works with colds. And if you got a really severe cold, you got a fever. The times it hasn't worked, I would break my fever all the time. I don't know how that works and breaks your fever, but the times I got sick again right after I broke my fever, it's when it was a viral infection. And I think I can think of only one or two times, and I had strep throat, and there was another time I had a viral infection. I don't recall what it is. And those are the two times where I couldn't hasten this to just a day or two. But I tell you, who wants to have the flu and be out, or a bad cold and be out for a week or 2 weeks? This year's flu is really bad. It does seem like how they describe the coronavirus. It can really put you down and make you really, really sick and feel really bad. By the way, on top of that, you don't want to, if you have the flu or a really severe cold, your immune system is compromised and you are open for other things. So you want to just use this, get yourself feeling healthy. That breath, by the way, it calms you down, relaxes you. But if you're doing something and you stop and you do this breath, it's almost like you're renewed. So you're feeling good and you're feeling vigorous again. It's a wonderful thing. So the breathing, just the breathing, to take the anxiety, to take the fear down, that 4 by 8. Do that 8 breaths, maybe 10 breaths. And if it still comes on again afterwards, keep on breathing. The more you do it, the more repetitive, the harder it is going to be for that fear, that stress to come back in. So do that. Use your breath. And then if you're not feeling good, if you are coming down with something, use the breath with the hold, 4 by 8 by 8. And here's something I want to tell you, because I have had some clients, I've had some friends that say, well, I can't breathe that much. I can't breathe twice as much as I breathe in. I can't. Done that. You don't want to be uncomfortable. You're doing this to be comfortable in the first place. You don't want to be uncomfortable. You'll find that you will be able to feel better. You will be able to calm down. You will be able to feel better. And you should be able to break those fevers if you're going to do that 4 by 8 by 8.